And on that score, I want to use this opportunity to congratulate you for the great achievement that you have scored as Dangote Group in many respects. Many people knew you, Cement, Mr. Cement, they knew you, Mr. Fertilizer. Now they know you as Mr. Oil, basically. So, and I think you're doing something in agriculture as well. Large agriculture. So I think it's important for you and your group to know that we, Zambia, Africa, right-thinking Africans are proud of what you're doing. And you should remember that you have the encouragement of not just Nigeria, but countries like Zambia and others, because you're doing the right thing to take the lead, to take the charge for the development of this continent. It takes a lot of courage. And I know you go through a lot of flux sometimes, even from Nigeria, even from other countries. But you have known how to deal with these issues. And I just want to encourage other Africans, other entrepreneurial Africans, to learn from Mr. Dangote that things can be done. And in the small room there, he was telling me, Mr. President, we must dream big. If anyone tries to pull your dreams down, you must resist. We must dream big, and we can achieve big things. I think he's an example of that. I think we need to apply for him. Yeah. So now, where we are as a country is we want to drive our economy. We're driving our economy. We inherited an economy which was growing at minus 2.8%. In the last 4 years, we've averaged a 4% GDP growth. But we know that we have done this with debt overhang on our heads, with the COVID initially, with the drought. But this drought has brought us tremendous difficulties, wiping out our power generation capacity down. Then our push to grow the economy, the demand for power has gone up. So the gap has grown. So we need to fill in this gap because, as I said to you in the room there, if you asked me, what would we want? What does Zambia want now? What are the 3 things Zambia wants? I will tell you. 1 is power, electricity. 2 is power. 3 is power. That's what we need. So we're even saying, seek ye power. Other things will fall in place. Because this growth, we should have been now tinkering around 7% if we had the electricity in abundance. So we are being conscripted, restricted by the shortage of electricity. Even for households, saloons, welders, guys who depend to feed their children on this. So now, because of this mono energy, hydro, the drought has taught us a lesson, a good one for that matter. But we're not mourning anymore. We are seeing an opportunity. And hence, the invitation to you and your group to look at investing with us, with the country. As you've done in cement and dollar in a plant, Dangote Cement, we would like to do that and even more on the electricity side. We invite you to do that. And we have the core. We are not shy here. Even when the world was saying, don't touch core, this president said, we will touch core. This is the resource God gave us, like you have said. And we have no shame at all. We have no second thoughts about it. It's best load, firm power. The core is here in abundance. So we will definitely support the core projects. And with power, it will pull then the need for us to do more in processing our raw materials, minerals and others. We want to refine our copper here. There's no reason why we should not refine our copper here. I know what colleagues say, that is not doable here. I know what they're saying, that it's too expensive here, but you have led the way. What were people saying about your refinery? All sorts of things, isn't it? Yes. Making you even to think twice. I mean, I was watching your vice there. He was on television running through the challenges that Dangote Group went through, the discouragement, the negative noises that were coming, but you moved on. So we are ambitious. We would like to refine our copper here, and more than refining it, actually add more value. Keep the jobs here, as you say, not import poverty. Export raw materials, import poverty. So we are fully aligned in here, and we're looking at your group, as my colleague minister said. You are more than cement, you are more than fertilizer, you are many things. So even on the agriculture side, we don't want to focus on rain-fed agriculture, because climate change is here, for real. So we want irrigation agriculture. Again, we need power. We need electricity to do that. We want more factories, we need electricity. Anything we do, we need electricity. So I think really not to say much, we covered a lot of ground in the small room there. Once more, Zambia is open for business, and you are encouraged to look at Zambia the way you look at Nigeria. Because when more investments come here, it will create jobs for Zambians. Youthful population, business opportunities in the supply chain, Ndola cement, your Dangote cement, there are many suppliers, Zambian businesses. The more we do, the more business opportunities. But number three, treasury income. More we grow the economy, more treasury income. So we want to encourage you to continue what you're doing, and you may not need our encouragement, but if it adds anything, take it. We're encouraging you. So once more, congratulations, and thank you for coming. I've been pushing you to come. Every time I meet him, I said, when are you coming? When are you coming? He says, okay, we'll find time. You are here now. Thank you very much, and wish you well.
Sure. Thank you very much, Mr. President. I thought I'll take the opportunity. And also just to thank Alaji for coming. I have to honor.
Good evening, Mr. President, once again. We are here. Zambia, we are not new here. We already have a cement operations, but I think, like what I said, now our focus is how do we develop our continent. And looking at our continent is to see what are the needs of our continent. And I know for sure the foreigners, when I say foreigners, I mean non-Africans, will not develop Africa. So it is our duty to make sure that we look at these things. Most of them, they are low-hanging fruits, but the real people who do investments, they will not really come here. If you look at most of the pension, I mean not pension, most of the financing, this thing, you know, where they set up all this financing stuff, like all this KRR, the one that we even did, which is which the one in New York, where we have David Rubenstein, Carlyle Group. We set up Africa Fund, almost 1 billion. They have actually all closed because, yes, they call it risky investment. It's not really risky investment because majority of them, they did not lose any money. But just that they are not looking forward to the growth of our continent. And that is why we have to lead to make sure that, yes, our continent grows. We are looking at opportunities here, mainly power, not power, to look at processing some of your raw materials and say, okay, fine, how do we do this stuff? You shouldn't be exporting raw materials. You should be exporting finished products. So that one, it means you create jobs. But the moment that you are exporting raw materials, you are actually exporting jobs and importing poverty into your country. So we want to partner with the government to make sure that, yes, we address these issues. And it is by addressing these issues that I believe the foreigners will join the party. And unless we do that, they will never ever come, no matter how good it looks. This has actually shown us, one of the countries is here, in Zambia, because in Zambia, when we built our Ndola plant, I know that it was really difficult. We had to beg sometimes to be able to get cement to build. And most of the cement, on average, we paid about $11 per bag, which was $220 per ton. That is how much we were, buying. And when we put up that plant, then Lafarge too was challenged. They had to put up another one. They expanded, and other Chinese too, they followed, I think, in conjunction with the government. So these are the areas that we're really looking at. If you need power here, yes, definitely Zambia need quite a lot of power. But you have what it takes. You have coal. And I think you should actually use what God has given to you to generate don't go for whether the green one that they're talking about, which is, solar or wind, because you have the coal is there, and you should use it to generate your power. The power, they actually said that, Your Excellency, without power, there's no growth. No growth without power anywhere. And then when you have power, you will actually unleash growth in the country. When you do that, you talk less when you go out there to campaign, to tell people what you've done, because they will see what it is. They will actually feel it. It's not like education where it takes several years before you can see the benefit of it. But this one, once you give power, it gives other things, opportunities, GDP growth, and it will give a lot of disposable income, just like what you mentioned, Your Excellency, saying that, yes, today in Zambia, you are using rain-fed agriculture. So rain-fed agriculture, it means that you are going to do one season. But right now, you go to countries where they are doing 3 crops per season. So if you are going to do 3 crops, it means that something like maize, which you are good at, you'll actually flood the entire African continent with maize. So, but right now, a lot of people, they're importing, maize, African countries. And one of the things that I have to also say, Your Excellency, is that being a landlocked, for example, is actually a big opportunity for you, because you are surrounded by 9 countries. So when you do well, and I'm sure the time will come when there will be a race, Your Excellency, because your colleagues that surround you, the 9 of them, when they see how well you are doing, they too, so it will be a race to see who will do best. That is how they are able to grow, the economy of Asia. Because it was a race. Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia. Yes, so somebody is saying, you look at Thailand, and, when you look at Indonesia, for example, Indonesia, they've opened up their minds, everything, so even with all this, when you look at it, Indonesia's economy, people don't know, is bigger than Saudi Arabia's economy. They are at 1.2 trillion. Saudi Arabia is about 990 billion. And I am a believer that there is nothing that is impossible. So with what you have, I think if the focus is there, you have the right team, which you do, of course, you can see quite a lot of things. I mean, I cannot imagine having Zambia with additional 5,000 megawatts. And I think, Excellency, really, you need to address it, because I remember when we wanted to put up our own plant, we put up, then we realized that we had excess of power. And quickly, the Zambia Power, I think then, I don't know whether they still change their names, they said, no, we'll buy whatever excess power that you have. But, at that time, we wanted to do in some countries to put up power coal, where, asked, no, we don't want to encourage power by coal. But then you can see in UK today, last year they opened up an old mine they didn't touch for 30-something years. And they gave also a new license. And now Germany, in the last 2 years, they have used more coal from South Africa than South Africa. So really, I think all this question about coal, we should use our God-given resources to develop our own this, and we are ready to partner with the government to actually, follow this trajectory. You can be rest assured, and that you will have my 100% support in actually, developing the economy here. So it can be a win-win situation, and we'll be very happy and proud to be part of the development of Zambia. We are all one and the same. We are just divided by politics, all these borders and co. So I believe the FCTA will come in and bring all of us together. Thank you, Excellency.
Thank you, Mr. Dangote.